So to give you an example, let's say I'm working on fractions and comparing fractions with unlike denominators. Well, if the denominator has a 5 in it when I'm comparing those fractions, maybe the skill that I'm struggling in is multiplying by fives. Because if I can't multiply by fives, I can't compare those two denominators. And we'll pull your students back to that skill. If they're still struggling with multiplying by fives, we'll actually pull them back to skip counting by fives. If they're struggling in skip counting by fives, we'll pull them back to skip counting by ones or twos. So we're always trying to find what is the prerequisite skill that your child might be struggling in and try to build some competency and mastery in that skill and then pull them back up to skill level. So that is a perfect example of mastery-based learning, which Manisha had mentioned earlier.
Absolutely. And that's a technique I used a lot as a tutor to help kids build confidence. And somehow when you have confidence, it just makes it more fun. Because, let's say you have a profoundly gifted child who's just racing through every single thing. It becomes boring and frustrating for them. And if you can get to something where it's a little bit hard, so you have to push a little and you have to make that achievement, then it gets exciting and fun. But if it's too hard and too frustrating, then you start to feel stupid and give up. So that's also, it's a really great way to help that frustration and confidence. Profoundly gifted kids can move through this curriculum very, very quickly. And I think that sometimes, when you are teaching with them, like just taking that moment to stop and pause and say, can you explain this back to me? Can be a really helpful way to turn Prodigy from just a supplement into a more main curriculum and really deepen that understanding.